Shalom, UncleK. Peace be upon you. Hallelujah. All praises to the Most High Yah. Through His Son Yahushua HaMashiach. It's your brother UncleK, and we're back with another one. Hey, I hope y'all been having a Baruch day. I hope right now you have a sound mind and a sound heart. Before we get into the content, y'all already know what to do, man. Like the content, share the content, and let's be active in this live. Right, we're not gonna be too long. You know, I'm gonna keep it anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes, man. These past few days, caught a little cold. You know, my little man, my son got a little cold. He had a runny nose. And you know, as a father, and when you got children, you know, you still showing them love. You don't care if they got a runny nose, you know. And you can hear me? Can you hear me? I think the mic is on, right? Yeah. Can you hear me? You can hear me, right? Cool. Yeah, so, yeah, I got a little cold, but I'm still trying to push through, make some content, man. You know, my body is reacting, you know. You know when y'all get a little cold, man, you know when y'all may sneeze, you know when your whole shoulders be hurting, man, you know, that type of cold. But yeah, we overcoming it though. I still train today, so getting that good sweat. Feel good though. The cold is starting to come out. Like when I cough, the cold is starting to rise up, and I'm able to, you know, spit the cold down the drain, the toilet or whatnot. So yeah, it's a good thing though, you know. But we still working. So. But shalom to all the ox, man, in the building. I see you, Danny, in the building, man. Aaron Jones, shalom. Let's go. Hallelujah, Yahusha, man. Let's get it. We got the brother Akim in the building. What's good, Ak? Shalom, UncleK. Let's get it, man. Let's get it, man. So, you know, I was trying to record. I was trying to record some content for y'all to upload, man. And I had to keep clearing my throat in the middle of the content, so I was like, nah, let me just go live. I said, yeah, let me just go live, man. Let me just go live. Yeah. I think today's day 3, but I'm feeling so much better. Like my wife, she made me some. We put some ginger in the juicer, and we juiced some fresh ginger and put some lemon in it, and we just boiled some hot water, and I just sipped on that throughout the night, and then I woke up this morning. I start feeling much better. So I think I'm gonna get one of those, make another one tonight, just to keep that going, because you know we keep the body in a natural state. We keep the body healthy. We don't like to put foreign things in there. You know, we don't need NyQuil with all these words that you can't pronounce. You know, we don't need all these random, you know, things in these substances, man. You don't know what's in them. You know, cough syrup, all this other stuff, man. Look, just give me some ginger, give me some lemon, some limes, even put a little cayenne pepper in there too, a little hot water. I'm gonna sip that like some yak. Alright, that's gonna get them infirmities out the way. Sip it like some yak. Even though we ain't sipping nothing, but y'all get it though. You know, whatever, when we sipping healthy drinks, you know, we sipping with our pinky up, you know, like we sipping that, you know, sipping that strong drink. You already know. Yo, vibes, what's good, man? Hope everything good. Hey, I saw that comment, man. Hey, whatever it is, man, you already know, put that away, man. You know, like we know better, right? We know better, man. We know better. And yeah, I was waiting on my mics to come in the mail. That's why I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go live. So my mics came in the mail, so I said, you know, let's go live, man. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good to have brothers in the lot tonight, for real. A lot of gratitude, for real. Absolutely, Yup. You keep the mind sharp too. That's a fact. I was in them scriptures last night. I was in the book of Ecclesiasticus. I believe I was reading chapter 12 and chapter 14, and those words are so pivotal. If we have time on this live, I'll bring everything back in the house, the tripod and everything like that. If my family's not out in the living room, wrestling and making a whole bunch of noise, then we'll probably save it for another time. But if everything is nice and peaceful, then I'll go in the living room and I'll sit down and I'll bring out the scriptures and we can definitely tap in. So yeah. So I wanted to talk about this. This was weighing on me for a little minute now. I kind of wrote it down in my notes. Just a light little topic, man. And I wanted to say that, a lot of people in society, is actors, right? A lot of people out here is playing roles that another person on the screen is acting it out too, right? When you really think about it, in your upbringing growing up, like we don't pay any mind to this when we're younger, but when we get older and we get wisdom, we start paying attention to things from a different lens and a different perspective when you're actually living set apart, right? Let's get this guy up out of here real quick. Yeah. So, you spend a lot of time in the youthful years, the younger years, even though we're still in our youth, that technically we're still in our youth. A lot of people, spend time on the TV screen watching these movies, watching these TV shows, and a lot of people think it's real. They put it in a form where they categorize it as entertainment, right? But it's being embedded in people's subconscious minds to take on those personalities, right? So you see a lot of people out here playing actors. It's always someone putting on the front, right? But in our lives, right, being set apart and putting away abominations, putting away things that's unclean, right, putting away false ideologies and things of that nature, we realize that we are very authentic, right? We're authentic kind of people. We're peculiar. We're set apart, right? When you're with the Most High, you're set apart. You're authentic. We know that we're fearfully and wonderfully made, right? Yeah, everything is authentic on this side. That's absolutely right. Yeah, hit that like button, man. Type on, what's up, man? What's going on? Yeah, 100%. We are not afraid to walk this path alone. That's right. It's when you're being authentic, it's originality, right? And semen retention, right, is very pivotal for a man to always do that internal work, right? Because when you do the internal work, the exterior is going to show, right? The exterior gets cleaned up as well, too. It's like if you got a vehicle, right? A lot of people go to the car wash and they like to wash the outside of their car, but they don't get up in there with the vacuum and, get all the dirt, take out the mats, shake them off, dust them off, get yourself a small little broom, small little mini dustpan broom, just, sweep off your mats and everything like that. Get yourself some, go to the body shop, go to like AutoZone or O'Reilly, wherever you go. Get yourself some Armor spray, spray down the interior of the car, wipe it down, get it nice and slick and shiny to prevent dust from sticking all on the car and things like that nature, right? That's the type of work that we do, right? We do that interior work, and when you do that interior work, you start moving very authentic. You start moving like an original man, a man that is not influenced by debauchery, not influenced by people that's influenced by people that's influenced by people. You see, it goes deep, right? Because these same people that they're watching on TV screens, on these shows and these movies, they got people that influence them, and other people influence the people that influencing them too. It's crazy because it all leads to some rabbit hole. At the end of the day, it leads to like a deep pitch. A deep pit. I said pitch, a deep pit at the end of the day. And we're very authentic. You know, that's why that's why we don't put on no fronts. When people come around us, they see the same day in and day out. They can never say that, oh, this person is changing up, this person is switching up, this person is this person is that. It's like we're following these scriptures, we're following these laws, these commandments. We know how to be quiet when it's time to be quiet. We showcase a form of love in simple aspects where, we may hold the door. If we have a little bit of pocket change, we may give, the pocket change. You know, just like little things, man. Our conduct, they never see us out here looking sloppy, right? Because when you're doing that inner work, you're not out here moving sloppy, you know. So it goes deep. Yeah, we don't get emotional either. That's a fact. That's a fact. Because when you put on acts, you know, people get emotional because when you're being authentic and people are putting on all different types of, identities, they get broken down because you don't have a script. It's just like you live this life. You know what I'm saying? People got a script. People got to listen to a certain type of music just to get their minds right, to get their day started. You know what I'm saying? When people driving on the freeways and things of that nature, when people driving through communities, they got to blast a certain type of music to like give them motivation or go to where they got to go to. It's like a false persona. A lot of people moving like that, false personas. Hakeem said a good amount of these people don't even look human at times. Skin all pale, eyes pitch black, a lot of strange individuals. I agree. And when that skin pale, that means that you like your nutrition. That means that you draining yourself. You know what I'm saying? You draining yourself. And we talking all levels. You know what I'm saying? We're not just talking, one level. We talking all levels. If you know what I mean. Draining on all levels. What is it, a pint of blood? That's a pint of blood, man. Your complexion gonna look a little different. You know what I'm talking about. For real. See, Daddy said, I've been learning so much about ego, pride, and lust. Bro had a full 180-degree change recently. Had to not let the anger overcome me because I was going to snap. Glad I didn't. The enemy wanted my soul. Yeah, man. Sometimes sometimes you do be wanting to snap, man. But then we gotta snap back to reality. We gotta snap back to, why we're doing what we're doing. And reflecting about how far we've came. That was me that was me last night, man. No, actually, that was me was that me this morning? that might have been just me this morning, man. I threw in this instrumental where it just reminded me of a lot of things that I was overcoming in life. What's up, dogs? Yeah, man. It's always good to reflect sometimes about how far you came. But you're absolutely right. The enemy does want you to snap. People gonna try to provoke you to a certain degree, man, where they want you to boil. And once that water start boiling, you gotta let it sit for a minute to cool down, man. That's why we gotta, we definitely gotta watch who we let in our circle. We gotta watch who we even communicate with. We gotta watch these, man. And that's what I was reading in the scriptures in Ecclesiasticus. It was like, hey, yo, listen, don't trust the enemy for real. Don't trust someone that that's not moving with these laws, statutes, and these commandments, man, because the enemy may humble himself, but he only humbles himself just so he can continue to, kind of look at your situation, and then when he finds a moment to introduce his ways and certain things that he want to get done, he gonna do it. You know, because they crafty, right? An enemy will humble himself and be like, "Oh, thank you, this, that." He'll try to act super nice to you, but he's still thinking about wickedness and how to bring you down. You know, so we got to be very cautious about who we bringing around our circle. You know, who we get around. We said, let's see, skin pale, not enough sunlight. We need the yeah. Hey, I might have to rebuke that word, Lord, because that word means Baal. That word means the adversary. When you look it up in Hebrew, it means Baal. So like all the other nations, that's who they serve, like Baal, like the Philistines, like all the other nations. Yeah, and when you look at the root word for Lord is Baal. So that's why they put those stuff in the scriptures, man. It caused a lot of confusion. Right, that's why they got 1,000,001 translations. So they got everybody, thinking that they talking about this person or that person, but they're actually referencing, different deities and, all different types of theologies, man. And that's all they gotta do. They gotta switch a little word and then have you professing it to a crazy level, man. You know, that's why when we awaken, we gotta make sure that we give our brother the truth. We can't hide wisdom from our brothers. That's scripture too. Right? Don't hide wisdom, right? It says a wise man will love to be corrected, but don't correct the fool because he's gonna hate you even more. That's a fact. Yeah, I was getting that soak. I was getting a little soak in today too. And I've been very consistent. Man, it's like when you living in a city, man, there's always some noise. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of sunlight these past few days. Actually, I've been very consistent with the sunlight, getting my good soak on, maybe like a good 40 minutes a day. And that keeps your immune system and everything strong. Because even when I was soaking in the sun today, I was feeling really good. Like I wasn't sneezing, coughing, everything. I was feeling like a lot was leaving out of my body. But when you got a son, man, and you got a child, a daughter, whatever you got, and they catch a cold, man. If you're not cautious, you gonna catch it. But yeah, man. Like I said, sometimes you do want to snap, but you gotta snap back in reality and stay masculine at all times. Real talk. Because it's not like masculine men don't have emotions. It's just that the masculine man has emotional intelligence, right? You gotta be intelligent with all the emotions that you feel because we're not blinded, and numb to the things that's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? We just move different. We calculate things much differently than a person that's very reactive to everything. It's like when when the whole world was in rambles about a virus and things of that nature. Were you still, I know me for instance, and I know a lot of y'all too. Y'all wasn't concerned about it. You know, y'all had put your trust in the Most High. Y'all was cool. If y'all could still work your job and not, get pricked up, then, it is what it is. If they want you to wear a mask, you just wear a mask. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. But, people in the world, they want to get pricked up just to go eat at Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. You see how, like, you see how there's so much, people got so much attachments to these places, right? It's a lot going on, for real. He said almost ended up in an episode of, I don't know, YouTube or Semen, Dateline or Snap. Like, shout out, dude. Let the take names. Yeah, bro. You ain't trying to be on none of them stations, man. None of them stations. Right. Put it in the fridge, put it in the icebox. Get that thing cold, man. Yeah, it takes one wrong decision to ruin everything, right? Eternal hell, man. Hold on. See what word we say that mean Lord? I would say so. There's different words. You can go to like Paleo, right? Paleo Hebrew, it would say Alua, right? You can also it's like also translate like Elohim. Um, we got Adonai. We got Adonai. Like Adonai. That's I believe that's the most proper term, right? To say as a form of your master, right? My Adonai, Yahushua HaMashiach, right? That's the master, right? To get you to the Father, who is supreme over everything, right? So yeah, Lord, right? Yeah, yeah, I believe so too. I've been saying it. I've been saying it more recently, as of late. I've been saying like a lot, the Lua, yeah, Yahshua, yeah. I've been saying that a lot. But like or instead of saying Hallelujah, it's Alleluia, Alleluia, Yahuwah. You know, he said, see, Ox I was take, I was talking to a tourist from LA at my workplace, and he said the same thing as you. In LA, don't be out here spinning. Hold up, LA. In LA, don't be out here spinning the block, running the streets. Ground man, move with purpose. Yeah, man. Also, he was a tourist. From LA. Okay. And he was at the workplace. So some days you man, LA don't be out here spinning the block. Yeah, man. A lot of people out here, man, they just be spinning the block. They don't know what they doing. You know, very reprobated. You know, if they paying an immense amount for rent, even though some places maybe a little lower, but if you're living in a big metropolis, rent is gonna be it's gonna be pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? But for people to have bills to pay and to be wandering up and down the street, it doesn't make sense. A lot of people just be looking for whatever to come into play. It's like people just want something to make them stumble and fall. Yeah. Well, I was making sure the mic was still on. Yeah. Let me make sure. Yeah, we go. So yeah, I want to get into the second half, right? But let's keep elaborating real quick on the authentic, right? Being authentic, right? And that's gonna have people a little shaken up too, because that's another reason why people be having all eyes on you as well too, because you're not trying to look for validation. You're not trying to look for attention. You're not out here looking like a character, out of like a 15-second short. You're not out here looking like one of these gym characters where everybody want to play gym character. Everybody want to look like they go to the gym or whatever like that. People always want to look like they do this or do that, right? But they don't want to be who they truly are, right? All of us, if it's like a lot of people already turn their backs on the Most High, right? A lot of people already don't want to serve the Most High, don't want the Mashiach, Yahushua as their head already, right? So they rather be like a mortal man, right? And women want to be like a mortal woman, right? Women see women worried about their backside all day and they wearing these leggings and all that and all these different types of clothing. Woman gonna be like, okay, that's what I gotta do. And men out here, they be seeing men out here trying to put on this persona, like, trying to play macho dude or whatnot. So they be like, all right, I gotta do that too. It's crazy because they do this too. They try to conform this and put this in a bracket when it comes down to culture, right? It's like for when they put the so-called black man into a category, they want him to be lazy, unmotivated to do things. They want him to be in the streets, gang banging, sagging his pants, smoking a ton of weed, you know, not being a father, fatherless, things of that nature. That's how they put the black man, right? The so-called black man. And then when it comes down to a Hispanic man, they just say, yeah, man, just drink alcohol all day, go look for work or whatever, be like this, you know, uh, yeah, just drink alcohol. I feel like that's what they always want to put the demographic for Hispanic people. They'll be like, yeah, man, just drink alcohol, man. Yeah, just be drunk every day. Just drink, drink, drink. Go get a 24 case of Modelo's every other day and just like, drink yourself to death, you know, and then party every day. And then for like a Caucasian, you know, they like to put them on a high end of things. Oh yeah, man, yeah, they're hardworking and all these different things. Look, or they be like, oh yeah, they're the perfect supreme being or whatnot. Look, let me tell you something, man. Reality. Let me tell you something about reality, right? You go to a certain part of LA, you're gonna see all these people, with needles in their arms, you know, or all doing drugs or whatever like that, sleeping on the corner. You're gonna see all different. You're gonna see so many people doing the exact same thing. So it's really not. It's really, it's really not. It's a culture thing. It's just like I said, it's just iniquity. Right? Yeah, fake. Oh, let me go back up. He said, I seen that video that called out was posted about the content creator getting slapped by gang members. He stayed authentic the whole time, didn't fall. Yeah. They smacked him in his face, and then they ran off. Bunch of sisters, man. They real soft out here. They all about that, the noise. They be yelling and screaming, acting real feminine. They be in big groups, just super loud and very emotional. It's really soft. You know, it's really soft. That's why we don't partake it. We don't partake with them. And when you set apart, you with the Most High. One can set 1,000 flee, two can set 10,000 flying. So it's like, it ain't nothing they can do. I bet the young man didn't even feel it, cause they hit soft. Yeah, tough guy persona, a bunch of little kids in adult bodies, right? Some of them don't even got adult bodies. Some of them still got a bird chest, little skinny shoulders, little arms. Yeah, street dudes get shaky when they cross that path too. Yeah, I see that a lot. They get real shaky. They get real anxious. They start sweating and all that. They can't stand still. They be grabbing. They gotta grab something. They gotta grab their phone, whatever. You see a lot of dudes, man. They be having their pants all the way down to their ankles. I'm like, yo, sheesh. Take them over there to San Francisco. Let somebody grab them on them. Take him over there to the village, man. Let somebody grab him on him real quick. Tell him, yeah, man, I like that. You feel me? They be out here, bro, having their pants all the way down to their ankles, walking like they playing cowboys. Like the old Western films, like they got a whole utility belt on. And they be walking like they some cowboys or whatever like that, bro. They be having their pants all the way down to their ankles, bro. Take them dudes to West Hollywood. Somebody walk up on them at the grocery store, walk up on them, just grab it. Like, hey man, I like that. What these dudes gonna do? They wanna play all hard and all that. Allegedly walking around a whole bunch of so-called heterosexual males. I gotta say so-called because a lot of these dudes, they look confused out here. So, yeah, they walking around some heterosexual men. They got their pants all the way down their ankles. It's like, bro, you might as well go to a whole different community where they where they live for pride. And just let somebody, just grab on you real quick, man. For real. Yeah, no alcohol these days, man. Yeah, we're not partaking in any of that. Yeah, y'all's chosen people built this world. That's a fact. We've been scattered around the four corners, but we've been traveling. Yeah, they got no self-control out here, for real. Yeah, that walk, man. They be walking like they got like they holding so much groceries, Like they got 50 pounds in each hand, the grocery bag. They be walking like that. Like, You know, they parents, hey, they be out here. They be out here. I ain't know they still do this though. When people wear fanny packs across their chest, they be wearing fanny packs across their chest, and their pants be all the way below their ankles. I'm like, you don't got nothing heavy on you. Why you walking like that? I'm telling you, somebody gonna run up. Somebody walking in the street, got a lollipop in his mouth, gonna run up on him, just grab him onto him. But you know the thing too is I do be seeing it though. I do be seeing these street dudes. I do see them, uh, engaging with a lot of dudes that's pushing that agenda. I do see them with a lot of dudes that's on that side. So I think for sure that they do dibble and dabble with that type of stuff, that sodomy. Like I do believe they do that because ain't no way you're gonna find a heterosexual man with a bunch of people, with a bunch of other men with their clothes off, with their shirts off, and their pants all the way down past their ankles. Ain't no way. Yeah, they all strange men on the inside. That's facts. He said. Then he said, I know this off topic, but don't you agree the summer has been very mild and not as hot as usual? Yeah, man, it's like these past few days, man. Even though it's not scorching hot. It's been really cloudy in the AM, and then maybe like around 1 or 2, then the sun might start peeking out. Yeah, it hasn't been super hot really. I remember like a few years back when we actually hit the 100s. It ain't hitting like that right now. He said, "How you fight will be ready for trouble if you sagging for real. For real, I don't know how. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely been a light summer for real. They be having brownies in their pants. That's why they going door to door selling brownies. Yeah, we just tell them that we got the most high on us. That's a fact. Yeah, yeah. I love the way the Most High reveals all things to us. It really shows us that love day in and day out, and night, day, and morning. It is a beautiful thing. It really is, man. It really is. Like all you gotta do is be still. Like the scripture that I love a lot. Exodus 14:14 says, "Be still, for Yahuwah will fight for you." I love that scripture, man. Love that scripture. And when you hearken unto wisdom, wisdom will be given to you. So sometimes you don't really gotta be going out of your way, overly working yourself. That's why when it comes down to learning, we gotta learn little by little. We're not supposed to just overly consume ourselves, because that take things away from us. That take peace away. It take shalom away. Sometimes you start thinking a little bit too much about things, and you know that can make you just want to be completely isolated and things like that. And that could lead to not a lot of progression. Yeah. But I want to lead to the last talking point, and then we're gonna get up out of here. But yeah, man, you make the strange woman mad, bro. You make her mad. When I mean mad, you make her mad because it still goes. It's still tied with you not being an actor, right? So when you being true to yourself, when you with these laws, these statutes, these commandments, you walking in uprightness, you walking in confidence, and that's with all things you do, right? And we're not really concerned about all like things that we wear, right? Because clothes, at the end of the day, you know, clothes is clothes. As a man speaking, like we look clean in our own right. We don't gotta go out our way about, so much flashy things, But yeah, they try to they try to entice you so much that by you not folding and giving in, they just be extremely mad all the time, no matter what. For instance, right? You may have people that live in your community, and every time they see you, they get mad, they get an attitude because they mad, bro. They mad, especially a man that's exclusive, right? Speaking from experience, right? I've been married for a little over 3 years, right? You know, got my family with me. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm moving about, and these women out here that be trying to hawk me real hard, and I'll be paying them no mind. I'll be with my lady and all that, and they see like my woman looks set apart too. You know, they get kind of mad though. You know what I'm saying? They get mad. They start slamming doors extra loud. You know what I'm saying, man? Crazy, man. Crazy. Crazy. These females, man. Strange woman get mad when she can't, you know, get a man to fold in everything that he got. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot. That's their agenda a lot of the times. A woman that's fast acting. She looks for a man that she can manipulate, a man that she can use. You know what I'm saying? A man that she could, speak sweet to, right? Because her lips is like honey, right? And a man that's has no wisdom. Like he's not walking with wisdom, wisdom not walking with him. He's gonna go for that honey because honey does taste good, man. You get yourself some raw honey, it's gonna taste good, And a lot of these things, when a woman start talking sweet, they be falling for it. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, we don't go back and forth. That's facts. That's facts. Yeah, he'll do good work in you until the day you shine Mashiach. That's right. And summer reminds me of summers growing up. Really calm, not blazing, not hot like it's been the last few years. Yeah, my summers was a little different. In New York, in Jersey, it's a little different. Summertime is much different out there, other than in California. It's a lot different. Yeah. I love the weather out there though. In the city, man, the weather's nice. For real. I love going through the four seasons. I love going through the four seasons. Yeah. I love the spring. I love the winter, man. I love when it's nice and cold, man. 20 degrees, 10 degrees. I love that weather, man. You able to throw your boots on, throw your jacket on. You out there, got the high testosterone, you know. The gonads is cool. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, right? Because when y'all know what I'm talking about, man. When it's cold, you get the benefits of higher testosterone. When you're in colder climates, you know. Yeah. So I also been taking care of the beard with the oils every day. Is great. Good thing growing in a beard, and I'm really ashamed of hair. Right. Also hair in my head. About to get the cornrows. Yup. About to get the cornrows slick down, bro. Slick down. With the headband, get the white headband. Go training in the gym. Go get the headband. Put the headband on. Pull up the 2X, 3X T-shirt. Authentic. I ain't trying to get no sweat, man. I ain't trying to sweat. He said, yeah, you 100% right. Set up a woman out here, but it's very few apartment too. And today's hard to turn a harlot to a housewife. Yeah, for real, man, for real. That's a fact. Cause it's like, you may not even be exclusive, but you know that you exclusive when it comes down to Yahusha. You know that you're exclusive when it comes down to the Most High Yahuwah. It's exclusive like that. You got a relationship, right, with the Father, right? You got the Son, right, the High Priest as your head. So that's a different relationship. That's exclusive to each his own, right? Because we all have a relationship, right, with him. So you may not be in an intimate relationship with a woman at the current time. You may be or may not be. Either or, you still have high standards. You know what I'm saying? And, they get mad. They get mad. Like, why would a masculine man go out his way to impress a woman that's looking like a harlot? Why would a man go out his way to look at a woman or give his time and his strength to a woman that is constantly showing off her body to hundreds of men, right, into society, right? She could be walking up and down the block. You got cars driving by, people looking out their window, looking out their breaking their neck, driving straight. It's about to be a yellow light. Dude still like speeding, looking. I'm like, you know, it's like who got time to be after things like that? You know what I'm saying? We leave that for the heathens. We leave that for the beast of the field. You feel me? And you always look like you got a good thing because you have a good thing. I know the scripture says when you find a wife, you find a good thing. But when you walking with the Most High, when you walking with Yahuwah, man, you got the best thing. For real, you got the best thing. So it's like, what could they really take from you? That's why I said like a single man, he should be moved like he's already exclusive. You know how much power you gonna be walking with, man? You out here walking like you exclusive. You know what I'm saying? You ain't worried because you know when that set apart woman come into the midst, you know that she's the one that's gonna want to come into your tent. You're not gonna want to go into her tent, right? It's just like that. It's just like when when Abraham sent a servant to go get a wife for Isaac. Like she saw him, she wanted to go in that tent. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like, hey, come here, let me bring you in the tent real quick. Nah, she was hot in her face, right, from him. She had it up to her nose or whatnot. She took it off, showed them lips. She was like, I want a covenant. Like, put me in that tent, get me right, and let's procreate. It's that. When you're out here a single man, you gotta be out here looking exclusive already because you got the Mashiach as your head, you got your as your father. For real. I gotta go up in there and get that ginger, man. Gotta go bust down that ginger. So I love every season, but I think being born in July, I've adapted to hot at a young age. Summer always been something to look forward to. Yeah, man. I love summer too. I love the harvesting seasons. Like I was born in June, so you come out, it be hot all that time too. Especially when you born. Oh yeah, for me, I was born in the islands, so yeah, it's a whole different type of tropical. Yeah, Virgin Islands be hot, bro. Hot. Like on a regular day, you getting like 88, 90 with no clouds. 88, 90, no clouds. But then you gonna get like maybe one or 2 days where it's heavy rain because it's a tropical, by the islands, the Caribbean. So, and then it's scorching hot right again. Everything dry up in like 5 minutes. Yeah, that's how it is in the tropical places, man. Because the moisture from the trees and everything go up, so that vapor goes up. Boom, then heavy rain. Boom, then that's how it happens. He said, "Does semen retention heal you and help you heal others?" Yeah, I believe it heals you. I believe it heals you. I mean, I could go deep. I could speak upon it, but yeah, it heals you, man, because you're doing it the natural way, right? Society. I really like. Look, there's a lot of man. What's that channel called, bro? Ancient Archives. He does a lot of studying about topics and things of that nature, right? And based off his studies, and we could just think based off of logic too. It's like masturbation is not a good thing, and releasing your seed when it's not for procreation is definitely not a good thing because all those forms is you being recreational. You know what I'm saying? You being reckless. If you can't hold it in, if you want to be intimate with your partner and you can't hold it in, then like don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but either or, right? He made this video stated that somewhere in like the ninth, maybe like even the 1800s, somebody wrote a book where they've observed the detriment, right, and the disasters that masturbation has on people, right? and it was severe, like, basically death, deterioration and all these different things, man. And we come to this modern age where we have these certain people that have PhDs under their names and doctor titles talking about masturbation is now healthy, that it heals the prostate and all this nonsense. It's like if you overwork something, right? Of course, it's going to you know cause harm, right? It's like overtraining in the gym and not healing and not recovering, right? So if someone is constantly excreting semen or fluid out of their prostate every single day, or even 5 times a day, 10 times a day. Y'all seen the story where the guy did it like what 24 times a day, he died, right? So people out here doing it multiple times a day, especially if they're on these apps, scrolling, watching these 15-second shorts, liking these females that be, acting like wild beasts on the camera, doing all these goofy stuff to showcase like, you know, all this nonsense, bro. So yeah, that's a good channel, man. Sometimes when I'm just chilling out, I'm like, man, let me just play a little something real quick, man. Let me just see what he talking about real quick. I'm like, okay. Like, all right. I don't get too deep though, because some of these channels, man, they be going into like some esoteric type, like Masonic type, ideologies. It's like, nah, I ain't trying to get all up in that, bro. Like, man, you gotta be cautious sometimes, cause like you shouldn't be in those type of spaces trying to look into darkness and what they doing in the dark. So cause you gonna kind of get kind of overwhelmed. Like, hold up, whoa, gotta chill. See, at this time, I'm not even looking. I believe the right woman will be revealed in time. Yup. That's right. Can't lie. I'm not even looking either. I'm just denying myself what I believe. That's right. That exclusiveness is the way. Feel better, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, we about to get right, man. Whew. About to get right. Favorite boxer born in the Virgin Islands as well. Oh yeah. Yeah, Ancient Archives, yeah. Yeah, I like that show. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, man. Good talking points. I like his studying. It's really good. It's really good. What's good, Endor? It's good, man. We're just talking about. I think the last base we was talking about was how the strange woman gets kind of upset in your presence because you move exclusive already, like in all your relationships. Even if you may not have a woman in your life right now, you still move exclusive, right? Meaning like you got the Mashiach as your head, right? You got Yahuwah, the Most High Yah, as your father. So that's already an exclusive relationship that should mean everything to you in this current stage, right? And strange women, when you move with this confidence, like you're already established, it's like, for instance, like when I go to the stores and stuff like that, I go handle my business, right? If I go to the gym downtown and then I want to go get some food and come back and cook or whatnot, I go to the grocery store. It's a ton of harlots in that store, and they looking for attention from everybody. But when you're giving off that masculinity and you got a lot of strength in you, they looking it from you, right? So you're not paying them no mind. You chilling, you just had a good workout. You're having a great day. You're not worried about it, right? So you get them mad, right? Because they don't know that you already eating. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I and I'm only talking like if you got a wife, you already eat. You already got something good at the house. You know what I mean? So you ain't worried about nothing. You feel me? And when I'm with my lady, you know, it's the same thing because I'm holding on to my strength. You feel me? I haven't released since last year, so it's like everything is just calm and cool and collective. People be over here trying to like get everything from you. They be trying to get everything from you, man. Make them a little sandwich. Give them a glass of milk. But also, we was talking about how being authentic is very pivotal because a lot of people is putting on out here is trying to put on this form. Right? It's crazy. We about to go inside. Let's just go inside. What you doing with the hot sauce, man? What you doing with the hot sauce? Why you got the hot sauce?
I'm about to use it.
Yeah, but put it over there. You bring it over here.
I'm about to use it. Have you used it?
But you gotta take it though, because it's glass. Don't leave it right there. You could have dropped something for it. I'm about to use it. Oh yeah. Prime time, prime time, prime time. Man, hold on. Let me get my ankles. What's up, son? Why'd you go over there and go eat your mother's food? Chuck over there on camera. Nah, he got screen time last time when he was doing those squats. He ain't getting no screen time tonight. He says, yeah, procreate. He said, yeah, if it's not for procreation, then it's not worth it. Stay away from straight on them. Right. It was a situation I saw, right? Was it it may be a little foggy right now to remember the whole entire aspect, but I remember I think I was going to the gym, right, and I saw, you know, I don't be looking to my left and looking to my right. So if I'm going straight, I'm going straight, right? So I saw some dude really just turned around 180, just look back once, look back twice, look back 3 times. I said, man, these dudes be right here, man. Don't know how to just keep it peeling straight, man. It's crazy. And the thing is like the man is all like the man that's in the world. He's always looking for something to grab his attention, right? If a man says that his weakness is a woman, ultimately he's weak. I don't care if this man has built businesses, this man has finances or whatever like that. If this man says women makes him weak, then yeah, you're weak, bro. Because that means a woman could just come in your life and just destroy everything you got. I don't get it how men could be like women is his weakness. It don't make sense. It don't add up. Yeah, he uploads pretty creepy too. But I agree, some of the topics do seem a little off, but for most parts it's on point. Yeah. Some of his recent ones is been on point. But I've taken like an extremely long break watching content in general, talking about that topic, semen retention. I haven't been watching anything of that nature. So it recently popped up on my timeline. And I was like, oh, I said, let me see what he's talking about. You know, I don't really I don't pay too much mind to a lot of things on my timeline. I just if it's people that I'm subscribed to, and I know that they have edifying messages, then I'll only be on my subscription chart. I'm only subscribed to like 20 people, truthfully. So we plant the seed, we don't play with it, right? We hold the seed until it's time being. That's right, man. That's right. You know, because a lot of these women out here, the reason why they move the way they move, it's like it just don't make sense. I was going shopping just the other day when I got out the gym, and I was in line with these 2 women that looked like they straight prostitutes. Like had on a top that was all the way up to her, like her rib cage or whatnot, and had on some super like tight shorts, and the other one had on some leopard print stuff. And one of the actually both of them looked like they got so much face work done and body work done. Like her lips was protruding like so far out of her face. Her skin was looking so tight, like it was peeling back her whole head or whatnot. I'm just like, Y'all be out here looking like circus animals. Throw a banana and see if y'all can jump. For real. It's crazy. Like women just, it's crazy. Cause it's the man too. You know what I'm saying? It's the men that are not moving masculine. That's allowing a lot of women to move this way, right? They're the ones the cause. They're the cause of it all. Like women say, let me see how people will perceive this. Let me see what I can get from it. So they come out that way. They say, okay, one, two, three. Okay. Another woman sees that woman getting the same attention, then she's gonna come out and do the same thing. One, two, three. And then now men are like, yo, you see that? And then you got another man looking. It's a whole chain reaction, right? It's crazy. We blame the man though. That's why when you moving peculiar and set apart and you're not engaging in these type of things, when you're not giving it attention, that's when they push back. That's when they stop. They lock up. They get humble. They're like, hold on. I think I'm doing I'm acting a little too extra, you know. And I know y'all see that, man. You know, some women be acting all extra when they're in your presence, and then you ain't really budgeting. You just chilling. You like, what are you doing? Like, you acting real immature right now. You need to stop. You don't say it, but it's just your demeanor. Hey, darling, can you make me the ginger with the lemon, please? Oh, darling.
Yeah, clean the thing out.
Darling.
I said yes, I have to clean the thing out.
Oh, darling. Maybe that nice little ginger shot. Put a little cayenne in there too for me, thank you. So yeah, it's weak. It's a fact. A Mexican man and y'all should not be feeling lonely, right? Sometimes myself, I just want to be, I just want to be alone sometimes for like maybe like 2, 3 hours out the day. That's maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6, maybe a whole half a day, just to me. I'll wake up early. I'll come out, do what I gotta do real quick, get my mind right, get everything right, do a little something, something. And I'm like, all right, cool. What do y'all want? Everybody making noise. Got this little man out here. This man out here doing baby push-ups now. Yeah, that lady, she tweaked out. Yeah, that lady was, yeah. Oh, y'all heard that, huh? Oh, yeah, y'all was hearing that. That's why I was like, yeah, I'm coming back inside, man. They just be tweaking out there, man. Yeah, they be tweaking. For real. The natty energy is much more strong than the unnatty. Yeah. Hey, I was in the gym the other day, right? Yo, this was super funny, man. I wasn't looking for this, but I got a good pump, man. Great pump. I did full body in the gym, right? So, I go in the mirror. I know first I wash my hands, because you touching certain equipment, dumbbells and whatnot. You don't know who's doing what with their hands, man. So, wash my hands. Then I go in the mirror, the little pump mirror they got in the locker room, whatnot. It was some dudes, in there doing whatever they're doing, whatever. There's one dude next to me, think he was posing up, whatever, a little youngster, posing up, whatever. I wasn't trying to compare myself to him or anything like that. I was about to tell him, hey man, look, I'm just posing. Like, don't feel this type of way. I was about to say that. But I was just like, yeah, let me just see the pump and just throw my shirt out real quick. Whatever. Took my shirt out real quick. I just looked like that. Bro, this man turned over quick. It was like, he used some type of language. He's like, dang. He said, dang. Bro, you guys, he's like, dang, bro. He's like, you big as bleep bleep. I was like, yo. like, you got some big blank arms. I was like, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I was like, hey, don't be out here thinking I'm on roids now, bro. As I said, I just been training for like 4 years. So I've been taking it, I've been taking it serious. I've been taking it serious like 2023 when I started, really locking in with the bench and everything like that. Yeah, dude, I just took the shirt off, took on that 3X real quick, pump crazy. He was like, tell him, dang, you big as bleep bleep. I was like, hey, when you pumped up, you got abs, you got the roundness, the definition, you over 200 pounds, bro. You clocking in at like 210 early in the AM, bro. Pump looking crazy. All I had was an egg sandwich in a roll. I think actually I had some cream of wheat. I think I had some cream. We had that cream of wheat pump. So these dudes put on a fake persona just to have that woman toss him to and fro and then leave him high dry. For real. They put on that persona. Oh, I saw this video, right, of some female. She got her whole body done, right? She had a whole BBL or whatnot. And she went to the store and was stealing some makeup or something like that. And then she got caught. And then the police was like, get on the floor. She's like, I can't get on the floor. This floor is all hard. She was like, I think she just got her body morphed up. So she's like, I can't sit on the ground. It's too rough. It's gonna pop. I was like, bro. But the comments, it was hilarious because the content creator was like, it's like, yeah, man. You see, they be trying to live this. They be trying to look like they all about this lifestyle or whatever like that, but they still like degenerates. They still be doing like all types of stuff. What you doing with the foam roller, man? Stop picking it apart. It's a foam roller. All right. It's like the little ones always want to just destroy everything in sight. They'll just break everything. They don't care what it is. You give a young child a book, he'll just rip it all up. Don't know that he's supposed to read it and take his time. Yeah, don't even think I'm sub. Yeah, I don't think I'm sub either. I don't know. I think maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I don't even know. I gotta double check. He said sad the women doing the lip injection. Yeah, that's a shame, man. Like her lips was all the way out. I'm like, she had them Daffy Duck lips. Wow. Yeah. She had them Daffy Duck lips, man. Yeah, you're right, it's their fault. That's why Harlot's so focused on man's money, right? It's because he knows it's a free lick. Because dudes will do whatever for pleasure. Yeah, he'll do whatever for pleasure. He'll do it, whatever. For real. Sad, man. Really sad. That's why when the harlot looks at a man that's focused and driven, doing the right things, he's set apart. You're not so concerned about money, but you look like you have wealth and abundance. Come on, leave it alone. It's it's like a strong repel as well too, right? When you're not giving them that type of reception, that signal. They be trying to log into your platform all the time. When you come out in public, people always trying to log into your platform, always trying to log into your data, whatever you got. They always trying to log into it. Thinking they can log on and log off. Like, listen, man, I got my VPN on at all times, okay? You can't get past me. They be trying to get all up in the data. You over here, one eye out over there, peeking. You come into the line with a cart, they peeking at what you got. It's you got a whole bunch of ground beef and eggs and milk and water. You're looking at like, dang, all up in my cart. Dang. So we all natty people think, Royce. That's why your hard work is paying off. It's kind of funny, yeah. Yeah, it is funny, man. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. It's hard work, but it's humble hard work, 'cause I don't be out here trying to compare myself. Like, even in the gym, when I see a younger man and he may be meditating on the machine for like 10 or 15 minutes on his cell phone, You know, and I'll go over to him and I'll be like, hey man, I'll be like, hey man, can I work on with you? Because, you know, I just, you know, you just sitting here, man. He's like, I got one more shot. I'm like, bruh, do you know I was behind you this whole time waiting for you to finish on this, on this preacher curl machine, bro? I was sitting here for like 5 minutes. You was on the phone, bro. 5 minutes? For some arms? In between set 5 minutes? Bro, you gonna lose that pump. 5 minutes? Just for a preacher cut, man. I'm hitting full body. I'm hitting a minute rest tops, and I'm back at it. Even for the legs, I'm back at it. Like some of these dudes, man, 5 minutes on the machine, got their head all down like this, reading comments and all that. I'm like, bruh. I'm telling y'all, man, that hard work, you eating right, you hydrated, you got your supplements, you know, you doing what it is that you got to do, you know. You doing right. Hey, Darla, come on, man. Bring that shot, man. You talking about you got to wash this machine or something like that. Hey, come on. Get that ginger popping. You feel me? Come on. Got me sitting over here with the sniffles. Yosef don't got no sniffles no more. You feeling better, right? That's right. He said right, because she really respects you and loves you. She's not going to have a dollar amount that you need just to qualify for it. Yeah. But, you know, a lot of these dudes, you know, like I said, it don't even matter. It don't even matter about that. It's like iniquity likes to be with iniquity and righteousness like to be with righteousness. I feel like it's that simple. Like, when people want to do things for the love of the world, that's exactly what they're going to get, the love of the world. Yeah, could have had done. Yeah, could have been done with the pump in 5 minutes. For real. I walked in that gym. I think I did like 8 sets of pull-ups. Behind the head and front. Did like 5 sets of dips just to warm up. It was like 45 seconds to a minute rest. Hop right back into it. I'm like, these dudes be on the phone, man. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. They be in the gym watching workout videos trying to be like, man, I want to try that right now. What's that? I want to try that. Yeah, some dudes be on there for an hour, for real. Give dude a blanket. Yeah, gym rants. Yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah, them gym rants be funny. For real, 'cause these dudes, man, they be on the weight sets, whatever they on, man. You know, for me, since I'm training at Planet Fitness, I spend most of my time with the dumbbells. You know I can move heavy weight. It only goes up to 75 pounds, so when I'm on an incline with the 70s and up, you know, I try to get the best that I can get. You know, they don't have barbells, free barbells, where you can load up weight and stuff like that. So, you know, I train my back with the dumbbells. But when I'm at the house, I got way more heavier weight because I could just plate up and do like compound rolls and things like that. So that's why I do like the pull-ups and the dips first, just to really get that compound working there. So yeah, man. Yeah, then as soon as you get, oh, the yawning is coming in, guys. The yawning is coming in, bro. It's time to call this a night. Y'all can see it, bro. I'm tired, bro. Especially when you got a little cold, bro. I did full body today too. Yeah, I'm out. Finito, man. You know. Yeah, it's almost time to go to bed, man. It's 10 o'clock, man. You know, it's almost time. He said that as soon as you get on another joker, come to you and ask you how many sets you got. Yeah, and I'm glad this haven't been happening recently though. Like people just say, hey man, how many sets do you have, man? Cause you know sometimes you go in that gym, some people just be playing around. They be going on little dinner dates, little gym dates, or whatever they want to call it. They'll be doing nothing. And when you really be about that money in that gym, people don't be trying to talk to you. They really don't. Bruh. Oh yeah, yeah, that's a quote right there. Iniquity like to be with iniquity right there. Appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I want to get better, son. I don't like this feeling. But yeah, we gonna just get up out of here. Shalom, UncleK. Peace be upon you. Thank you, son. Thank you. Hallelujah. All praises to the Most High through His Son Yahushua HaMashiach. It's your brother UncleK. Thankful y'all hopped in, joined. Man, y'all have a brute night. All right. Keep a sound mind and sound heart in everything that you do. I'll see y'all soon, Most High willing. Most High willing, I'm gonna have some content for y'all, man. But you know, Brother K gotta get better, man. You know, Brother K gotta get better, man. You know, it'd be a little hard trying to, you know, record the content, bro. And my nose be sniffling, and I'll be like, ah. I'm like, man, you know, look, I'm gonna just go live. I'm gonna just go live. Whew. Hey, the last video I uploaded, I had to fight for that one, bro. I had to fight. I was fighting for that one. I was up at like 7 in the morning fighting. Cause you know when you wake up in the morning, man, you be feeling your strongest. So I was like, hey yo, let me go up real quick, man. Let me get this ready. Oh yeah, that juice coming. Ooh. Look at that juice. Oh. You found a wife, you found a good thing. Oh yeah. She gonna take care of the kids tonight. You get that juice. Alright guys. Peace.